Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is June 16th, 2024, and Barcelona are not ruling out putting up another bond in case they can't close the Nike deal on time. Also, Joaquim Pieira is reporting that Barcelona are currently tracking a Brazilian left back in Fluminense. And finally, Barcelona are reportedly negotiating with Porto for the transfer of Mika Faye. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the Kit Bag. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you head to Bet Us. Both links for Kit Bag and Bet Us are down below in the description. Now I'll begin with the news that Barcelona are not ruling out putting up another bond in order to meet the financial fair play demands. Now, as you know, Barcelona have a deficit in their budget for this financial year, given that Libero did not pay up those 40 million euros back in December for the purchase of Barca Vision. And if Barcelona cannot cover that deficit by June 30th, then their financial fair play will be negatively impacted, and Barcelona will most likely not be able to sign anyone in the summer. And they're also going to have a huge problem in as far as registering players like Gabi, Balde, and Bituroki. Now, it's reported that the Barcelona board are not ruling out putting up another bond like they have in the past. As you might recall, 2 summers ago, both Joan Laporta and Ferran Oliver, who's the treasurer of Barcelona, put up money from their own pocket in order to be able to meet the financial fair play. It was about, I think, 13 million euros, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, that bond was eventually covered with the sale of players, including Antoine Griezmann. And then Laporta and Olivier put up another bond past summer where they put up, I think it was 12 million euros, if I'm not mistaken, in order to be able to register players, including Ilkay Gundogan. And that bond has yet to be covered. It looks like 6 million euros out of that bond is not covered yet. So if Barcelona do not close the Nike deal, do not close the Barca Vision deal, then those 6 million euros will come out of Laporta and Olivier's pocket. And part of that bond was Joan Laporta's home. So Laporta is facing losing his own home if Barcelona cannot close the Nike deal, Barca Vision deal, or both before June 30th. So Barcelona definitely have a big problem on their hand, or Joan Laporta at least has a big problem on his hand, because he will lose his home and part of his money. Now, more news, because Joaquim Pieira, the reporter who is pretty knowledgeable about the Brazilian market, has reported that Barcelona are currently tracking a Brazilian left back whose name is João Henriques Mendes da Silva, otherwise known as Esquerdinha. Now, Esquerdinha is an 18-year-old left back who currently plays for Fluminense's reserve team. He's been doing pretty good in the Brazilian league, so much so that he has caught the attention of major European clubs. He's a fullback who is known for his speed. He has pretty good handling of the ball, a really good shot. He can both attack and defend, and he's also a player that can use both his legs, and that's the kind of profile that Barcelona likes in their fullbacks. And as such, they are reportedly tracking this player as a possible signing for the club. Now, as you know, Barcelona would like to keep João Cancelo, but as I reported in the previous video, it's looking very difficult since Manchester City are looking to offload him on a permanent basis. So Esquerdinha could be a good option, or a good alternative to João Cancelo, in case Barcelona cannot convince Manchester City to agree on another season loan. And since Esquerdinha does play for the reserve team of Fluminense, Barcelona think they can negotiate a good deal, despite Esquerdinha having a contract until 2026 with a 70 million euro release clause. Now, if Barcelona sign Esquerdinha, it would kind of be like previous deals where they've signed youngsters, where he would be signed for the Barca Athletic as a Barca Athletic player, but he would be in first team dynamic. In other words, he would train with the first team. That way Barcelona could monitor his progress and see if he's a player they could adapt to the first team, and if so, he could be promoted to the first team. Now, speaking of defenders, it's time to talk about Mika Faye, because it's reported that Barcelona are currently negotiating with Porto for the transfer of the Senegalese center back. Now, given that Barcelona have many center backs on their first team, like Ronald Araujo, Andreas Christensen, Jules Koundé, Íñigo Martinez, and also Pau Cubarsí, there's not going to be a spot for Mika Faye on the first team. So the other alternative would be for him to stay in Barca Athletic. But of course, Barcelona believe that in order for Mika Faye to achieve his full potential, which they know he has, he will have to, play minutes in first division. And since he can't do that at Barcelona, Barcelona are currently negotiating with Porto, so Mika Faye can head to the Portuguese league and get that first division minutes that he needs in order to achieve his full potential. Now, it's reported that Deco, who signed Mika Faye and who wants to bet on Mika Faye, is the one who reached an agreement with Mika Faye's agent, where if an offer comes north of 15 million euros, both Deco and the player's agent would agree to transfer Mika Faye to that club, but reserving an exclusive buyback clause for Barcelona, because again, Deco wants Mika Faye on the first team, but he understands there is no space for him. So him and Mika Faye's agent believe that the best alternative would be to transfer Mika Faye to another team, let him play there in first division, achieve his full potential, and then for Barcelona to activate that buyback clause in order to bring the Senegalese center back to Barcelona. Now, it seems that Porto are willing to pay north of 15 million euros, which is that requisite that Deco and Mika Faye's agent had agreed on, but they are still negotiating because, of course, they want to include that buyback clause. We don't know if Porto are willing to do so, but if they don't, then the sale won't happen, because, again, the agreement between Deco and Mika Faye's agent is for an exclusive buyback clause, because again, Deco wants Mika Faye on the first team. If it was up to Deco, he would promote Mika Faye tomorrow to the first team, but given a surplus of center backs on the first team, that's not going to happen. So it looks like Mika Faye could be leaving this summer, and then with Barcelona activating his buyback clause later down the road. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. I uploaded a video earlier, I think it was about an hour ago, so make sure to check it out. Lots of news in that video. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. And as always, peace, Barca.